All right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a great day. Welcome into a Locker Room Sports Talk Extra. I'm your host, Big Matt. We're live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. This is going to be our what we'll call a Polish Day podcast. All the high school teams around here in the area getting ready to clean it up and bring it on in. Hay is in the barn, as they say. So we hope they've got all the packages put in and got all the guys in the right place, and because it's just time to go out and win the games. So first, we will talk about some of our guys around here locally. First off, and first, I don't want to get out of here without thanking a great sponsor that helps us make this happen here for Locker Room Extra Thursday Night High School Edition. Warrior Gym. Call John over here at 256-266-4333 and find the Warrior in you. Look them up on Facebook and get a yearly membership. We do appreciate that. And also, our game of the week this week will be brought to you by Mobley Concrete and Construction. Find them on Facebook. Jerry and family, good people. His boys do any type of concrete work that you're looking forward to getting done. Small, large, they're all free estimates. Find him on Facebook. He's got pictures and stuff up of his jobs. Give him a call, 903-343-8581, and he is sponsoring our Mobley Concrete and Construction game of the week. Spring Garden Panthers will be traveling over to Valley Head, taking on the Fighting Hammonds over there. Good people over there. I know the coaches from both sides pretty well. Been around them and spent a long time with them, and just good guys that are good to have for young men, and we need football, and we need guys like that around here in our community, our surrounding counties. And first off, let me put something up front here that I just wanted to get out of the way. In the market, in the media, and the times that we're dealing with right now, there are a lot of shows that do what we're doing. And fortunately, it is fortunately, not unfortunate, fortunately, it gives promise more to the kids and what they're doing to shine light on the work and the time that they put in, also for the coaches and all the nearly free work that they put in, timeless effort that they do to pour into our kids in our county and all the surrounding counties and all over the state, honestly. And between here, Average Joe's and Powerhouse Sports, Andrew and Lloyd and Detroit and the guys, to even Kevin's Corner. Kevin does a pick'em show tonight. He'll be on here in about 30 or 40 minutes. To John Holder and Coach Short, high school football Alabama, they're on Friday nights after all the games. The thing is, back in the day, there'd be a lot of animosity or jealousy between any of the bunch, but I have good rapport with all those guys, and I enjoy talking to them, and they all bring something different to the page. And unlike all your media now, to where every time you turn on the news, there's some type of agenda, that all the news programs, they all say the same thing. They all, have you noticed that? Like if they're talking about one topic, you can just hit the replay button. They're just all reading from a straight up script. And that's unfortunate because that's not real news. And the whole reason I started doing this show was just to bring light here to my great county. And what Bo does at Average Joe's is different. They do their show on Tuesday night, and they talk about teams from all over the state. And Bo's got a big fingerprint all over the state now, working with TV24. And what John and them does on Friday nights, a live scoreboard show, and they give you scores and clips from the game. And I like that too. I remember those old days of coming in, Friday nights and stuff when I was young, and could see some clips from games from all around. And Andrew and Floyd and what they do at Powerhouse, they have coaches on about every week, and they cover, mostly they're going to talk about their guys from down south. And we kind of give a good mixture of stuff. I'm going to talk about a few teams from all over the state, but mostly it's going to be up here in this part of the state. So what I'm saying is we all give something a little different, but it's all to shine light on the kids. And that's what this has always been about, and that's what it is about. And you don't have to jock for positions for times and stuff. And I'm just on here just to have a good time. I love football and I love my county. I'm just, going to talk about them. And I don't think I ain't never tried to step on anybody's toes to try to be on. Well, what time are they on? Well, I'll just go on the same time and I'll crush them. That's not That's not how it works anymore, because that would just be silly. And because if you're watching somebody else that does it at the same time, well, you can just go back and watch me later. It's not like it was in 1987 when you was watching MASH and maybe Benson was on the channel 6 and, MASH is on 13 and they're competitive, but they're on at the same time. And if you miss one, well, you just have to wait till next week or sometime to catch a rerun. That's not how this is anymore. It's a great modern time that we live in. We got these phones and we got Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. So you can watch my show right now. If you miss some of their show, you can go right over their page and skip ahead, back up, go back and watch last week's. So I just wanted to shout out to all the media guys as we're starting to hit our stride now. We're kind of almost mid-season and region games are getting fired up. And I just want to give a shout out to all the people that I stay in touch with. Y'all are all doing a great job. And I look forward to working with all of you through the season. And I'll be glad to come on and shoot the breeze with you. And you're all always welcome here anytime right here on Locker Room Sports Talk. So just get that out of the way and say I appreciate everybody. All right. Let's see here. Change gear. Okay. Locally, first off, we'll talk about the old Sandrock Wildcats, 2A region up here on the mountain. They're going to be having homecoming. They're going to be playing Pleasant Valley. Overall in record, they're 6-0 versus Pleasant Valley. Last time they played, it says it was 2011. I thought it was before that. I just was nearly sure. I thought they played in like 2019 or 20. I don't. Anyway, says 35-8 in 2011 last time they played. As right now, Sandrock has scored 72 and only give up 55 points on the year. Pleasant Valley's Coach Nix has scored 58 and give up 100 points right now. They have lost to Spring Garden and Pisgah. That's two tough opponents. Very, very tough opponents. Okay. And computer has Sandrock favored by 12. Now that's not me. I don't pick games. I don't care much about it. You can type in MasseyRatings.com. It'll show you, point spreads and stuff, or you can get all kind of info there for that kind of stuff. But that's who the computer has favored in the game. Cedar Bluff says it's favored by 9. They'll be hosting number 7 in that region section. Cedar Bluffs right now is number 5 in that region. Sandrock's 2, by the way, up there in that region, and Pleasant Valley's 4. And it's just by HSA. They have some people get confused. And it's okay. You don't follow high school football closely, or whatever. And you shouldn't have to do all the footwork. That's why you let me do some of it and come on and watch us. And I'll let you know about region rankings and how they have teams ranked. There's teams ranked 1 and 2 that are both undefeated. And they do it it seems to me, by looking at what they're doing it by points, average points that the team score, how they rated 1 and 2. Cedar Bluff is favored by 9. It says against section. Cedar Bluff right now has scored 61, give up 119. They're 10-2 all time versus section. Last time, 2019, Cedar Bluff won 37-7. Head coach Riley Edwards up at section, making the trip over here to LD Bruce Field and looking to get the job done. And it's right now is a good part of the season. So even if you're lost a game or two, right now it's still a good part of the season where you can still come in here and you can come in and win a game and stay in focus for that region play. Okay. Okay. Next here, locally, we'll talk about Cherokee County. We're going to be traveling to White Plains. They'll also be going next week too. They are going to be at Shades Valley next week. Right now, number 1 in the region, Cherokee County Warriors in that 4A region. At number 8, White Plains. They're 1 and 2 right now. White Plains is. They're 8-0 against White Plains in 2021. It turned out to be a 40-0 game. Was that the game I posted? You can go back on our YouTube page, by the way, if you want to see some games. I record some clips and stuff from games and put them up over there. Kids like it, so I'll do it for them. Cherokee County has scored 158 and only given up 61 points. Wow. Let me tell you right now, that Warrior defense, Coach Chandler, Coach Hendo, and Coach Turner, they do a great job. Okay. And, if you're only giving up about 60, already in this part of the year, and most of that was just in one game. I mean, they've only given up it was a shutout last week. So they've not given up many points this year. White Plains is scoring average for 42 and 86 against. They have lost to Alexandria. And of course, they lost to Hoax Bluff. Again, that's like those two losses we're talking about up here for Coach Nick, Spring Garden, Pisgah. If you lose to Alexandria and Hoax Bluff, you ain't just going to run around with your head down in the corner and cry and scream, the sky is falling. Those are two good teams. Okay. Coach Ginn does a good job. Coach Mike, he's been there forever, does a good job at Hoax Bluff. So Cherokee County is favored in the game. They are favored by a couple of touchdowns. And athletically, White Plains has always got some athletes. They always got some guys up front that can move people around. And good luck to them on traveling and being safe and stuff. And Spring Garden will have safe travels for them. 1A region, they're 1, Valley Head's 2. Wow, what a game! This is a playoff style game. I mean, it just has that feel to it. And Spring Gardens, just as a program in the past, just 5 years that we've been covering them, they've been to a lot of playoff games, and a lot of these boys have played in a lot of big games. And this is a big game. And Coach Hammett Valley Head be the first one to tell you, hey, look, we want to know where we're at, and with them being in this region again, and they hadn't played in a while. Okay, it's been a while. Last time they met, said it was 2017. Spring Garden won 42-6. They're 11-19 all time. Valley Head seems like they're holding it's for Spring Garden. It's 174, and Spring Garden looks like only giving up 40 points this year. Now, just knowing Coach Ragsdale and covering him all the time, Coach Howard was out there. He really takes pride in what he does and having the guys prepared and staying at home and staying at Q on their tackles. And Coach Hammond does. Valley Head's got a good team. They've been good for several years now. They're just going to come out and they're just going to run the football. I mean, basically, there's no tricks or secrets or nothing to hide about what they're going to do. So you kind of think that home field advantage definitely plays a role in it. Spring Garden is, though, a well-traveled team. They've been road warriors and played and been off in playoff games. And what's up, Kevin? It's going to be a good game. It's going to decide pretty early. I mean, you might as well say this is going to be who's going to be a 1 and 2, which I think 1 and 2. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong or not. 1 and 2 both would host a first round game. So looks like it's going to be a good game. I'm excited about it being our game of the week. Valley Head has scored 147 and given up 40. I mean, look, 37 points. Spring Garden has scored. The only difference in these teams is Spring Garden has scored over the season 6 more touchdowns, basically. I'm just going to say that. Both defenses only giving up 40. I mean, one's 1, one's a 2. What else are you looking for in a football game? Okay. Now, Massey, computers ratings, Spring Garden is favored in this game. And, man, I'm telling you, you just don't have an opportunity this early in the season, to have a game like this. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to, probably, man, I can't hardly even think of one. There's something around there. I have to think more about it, man. I don't know if you can hear that. I probably hear this tractor going down the road. It's either a sprayer or it's not a picker because picking ain't ready. They got to spray the defoliate first. Yes, I know about all that stuff. I'm country. We got a lot of good games here in the area, a lot of big region games that can mean a lot. Section Pleasant Valley, hey, look, they're sharing this region, and Cedar Bluff and Section, they're fighting right in there in the middle on top of each other, number 5 versus number 7, and Sandrock's number 2 and number 4. Great games. Cherokee County in White Plains, and Cherokee County will be coming back home, and it's going to be 2 weeks where they'll be back home. They'll have Anniston, and then they'll have go to Hoax Bluff after that. So that's going to be that'll be another. We're right in the meat of it, man. I told you Sunday that when you cut your steak, and you're kind of cutting into that steak, and you start to get to that fat on the edge, we're cutting into that fat, and the fat's good. I know you ain't supposed to eat it, but darn, that's kind of where all the flavor is. So those are some local games, and we wish all our guys will be traveling. Cherokee County will be traveling. Spring Garden will be traveling off. And the Fighting Naps over at Gainesville will be idle. They'll be off this week to regroup and get their thoughts back together, get a game plan for Verbena. They'll be, I think they're at home. Yeah, they'll be at home coming back. So Friday night, our game of the week is at Valley Head, and looking forward to seeing Coach Hammond. And I don't want to be like rude and not speak to the coaches, and I have never coached on a high school level, but I know what it's like. I've coached on younger levels, and I don't ever want to be a distraction. So any coaches, if y'all are watching, before the game, I'll try to get out there on the field. And if I see them talking, like last week, I seen Coach Willingham and Coach Benefield, Collinsville 5. I seen them talking at midfield. So I thought, this will be a good opportunity for me to, speak to both of them. Just, hey, how are y'all doing? Good to see both you men. 2 great men. Just let them know. Appreciate them for what they do. And I kind of wait your time until they get done with their sentence, because you don't want to be rude. And but I don't, coaches there's a lot of stress, man. They're stressed out, and then they're thinking a lot, and it's usually about, your players. You got good players, and you want to make sure all your players are getting the ball. Have I done enough this week? Prepare them. You can't really coach them in the game. It's impossible to do nearly. So I try not to be like, it's like 10 minutes of kickoff, and they come back out on the field and like, hey, coach, how you doing? It's just not a time to be shooting the breeze. So I need to get there earlier and like see them then, or maybe catch them after a game. And if they lost, I know they don't want to talk to, because I am media, but I'm not looking. When I talk to coaches, I'm never looking for a storyline, or I'm not looking at something to clip in the show or talk about. I may get a feeling from what he's saying about the team and how they responded or what they're going to do. It kind of gives me a feel of what's going on, but I like to try to be around and see the guys and how they're practicing and what's their body language. And so I'll be over there Friday night at Valley Head, and I'll holler at Coach Ragsdale and all of them, and try to holler at Jody, and Aaron will be there with me if I can get my stupid phone to work. Just cross your fingers. I don't know. I've done it out there once at Valley Head, and I went on with the guys at Fife Radio. We had a jamboree out there. I think it was last year. I went on with them for a few minutes. If you can get it to work, my phone will work out there. I like to go live about 30 minutes before the game and just talk 5 minutes, before the game, and kind of show everybody what it's looking like over there. They got some new renovation stuff going on, and maybe talk about the game and some of the guys, some of the players. So that's what we look forward to. Friday night, try to be over there at Valley Head about 6 something, before 6:30. Definitely try to be there before then. Now, as of today, you can see that I'd put out, brought to you by Cherokee Eye Clinic. Our county leaders in rushing right now, Alex Beatty with 570 from Gainesville. Cherokee County receiving, Ben Frampton, 18 catches on 268 yards. Spring Gardens, Noah Barber in passing with 540. And Cherokee County's leading in tackles, Tristan Brown with 44. And that's as of this week. So shout out to those guys for, putting in the time and doing what it takes to be a good teammate. And the guys that are behind them, are really close behind them. If you watch Sunday, Todd went through like some, all the rushers and all the receiving. There's a lot of guys, around like for passing. Ashley at Sandrock's not real far behind. I think Tay and Keyshawn they're also up there close on rushing and stuff. And tackles, who was it that was close on tackles? Somebody had like 35 or something. Somebody had 35 or 36. But anyway, just shout out to the guys here in the county for all their hard work. And be careful, everybody that's traveling off. And we've got 20 minutes. Yeah, good. We'll spend about 10, 15 minutes or so with this. I got a little, I'm kind of interested about some of these other teams. I love the history of football, and I'm going to talk about the games, but I also like to add a little something to it. And that's just how I am, and that's what makes this show different. And if you like that, great. Hit the subscribe button of the channel. Hit the thumbs up, man, right here on the bottom of your screen on your phone. You look at Facebook. Just hit that little blue thumbs up like I'm doing there. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. And all it does is just let you know when we go live Sunday. And then I'll be on Tuesday, Thursday. You'll just say, hey, Locker Room Sports is live. That's all it is. It don't cost you nothing, I promise. First game out of the gate, undefeated still. Coach Rob, 3-0. Hokes Bluff will be at Anniston. These are just some games I'm interested in. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm looking into this game here, and it seems like the computer had Anniston favored by 13. Now, Hokes Bluff lost the last meeting these two played in 2019, 21-0. The matchup is 3-3 right now. Hokes Bluff has scored 101, only give up 37. You notice these low points. I mean, you have Valley Head and Spring Garden at 40 over here. Cherokee County like 60. Those are good defense if you only giving up that many points for the year so far. And Anniston is 108 and giving up 32 points, man, for Anniston scoring. Now, Anniston lost to Beauregard, their 5A school. And they've had wins against Asheville and Alexandria last week. Now, Hokes Bluff won against Southside. Wow, what a game that was, and got to talk to Coach Rob a little bit after that. They've also beat Etowah, and they've also took care of White Plains. The computer says, just as a whole, not this game in particular, but just Hokes Bluff, 53%, win percentage as a team. And Anniston right now is showing to be about at 60%, just as a team in whole. I think it's going to be a good game. Coach Jackson and Coach Rob I'm very interested, probably most in that game, of how the styles adjust to each other during the game. Anniston's fast. They like to play fast. They're going to get the ball out in space and move the ball around the field, and they're not scared to run it. And they got two young guys, two playmakers, one older guy. What was his name? I think he was Zero. They got guys that can move the ball down the field. And Hokes Bluff, Coach Rob T, he's told me in person, I mean, hey, look, we're just going to run the ball and we're going to play defense. And they're excited about where they are with their linemen, Coach Sexton and Brad and them all working and working with these guys. And most of this group here is they've been together a long time. They've played a lot of football together at Hokes Bluff. I think they can make a difference. And computers are computers, and they got Anniston picked by almost 2 touchdowns. I don't know why. I guess computers, because they hadn't played in 5 years. And computers, they probably take averages of how many points they scored, how many they allow. So you could probably do the math and divide it by games, like Hokes Bluff 101, give up 37 to 108 and 32. So it's really close. So I don't know why you could get 13 out of only 5 points difference given up. There's only 7 points difference in points for. But that's computers. Go figure. Now, here's a team that's favored by about the same, about 2 touchdowns. Jackson Aggies will be hosting 2-1 Mobile Christian. Mobile Christian don't need much of an introduction. I just think it's an interesting game. I want to write it down. I'm going to keep eye on it this weekend. They're a very prominent program that's come on here in the past several years. That's just been good. You can go back and look them up and see their success. Coach Lawson down there in 2021 lost to Jackson 54-26. I guess they feel it's going to be kind of the same kind of score. I guess the computer does. The series actually tied 1-1, so we can have a tiebreaker here. Mobile Christian's winning percentage as a team for the year is 63%. They had their first 15 win season for a Region 1 and won the state championship. Now this year they've lost to Chelsea and they've won against Satsuma and Escambia County, scoring 56-36. Now Coach Solana at Jackson, they're 3-1. Their only loss is to Saraland. That's like some of these other games. If y'all know high school football, I mean, you lose to Saraland, you're not just running around and like, we need to shut the program down. We've lost to Saraland. That's it. We're done. No, it's okay. They're a great football team. And I think the score even, they played them pretty good. They had wins against Demopolis and Escambia County and Baker, which I thought was pretty interesting. Because Baker had been kind of just smoothing right along there for a while. 132 for and 81 against. Jackson's team-wise, it shows like a 64% win percentage for them as a team. I didn't know this. Their first undefeated season was in 1935. What about that? I like that kind of stuff. It's very, very, very interesting. Hang on a second. My nose. Okay. And we'll go through these last 2 or 3 here. 3A. Guys, I've been talking about this team. Todd, he mentioned them earlier in the year. I think it was one of their first wins. We kind of found out. This team's kind of special, and I'm trying to keep eye on them too. This is one of his teams. I've been keeping an eye on Mary Montgomery. We just kind of pick teams randomly in the year that we like how they play or something, and the layout of their schedule and stuff. But this Glenwood school, they're 4-0. This 3A region. Now, I read about a wide receiver they got. He's a senior this year, Mason McCrane. And I hope I'm saying that right. MC, big C, Reine. Mason McCrane. Now, from what I could gather, this guy's a darn playmaker. This guy's a baseball star. Somebody look that up and give me some more resolution on that to make sure I'm correct. They are 4-0. They're favored by 11 against 3-1 Blue. 143. They've only given up 70. And Blue's 112 and 72. Big game for Blue to prove them, to prove themselves as, where they're at. You like to go up against these kind of teams to kind of, they've kind of set the mark. They're undefeated. And by their schedule and some of these teams that they've beat, it should be a good chance for them. They lost 24-7 to Region 4 Lee Scott. This is a tough region now. You can go back through here and look at this 3 region. Lee Scott and Glenwood coach Ryan Nelson. And they also, they had a loss to in the state game to Lee Scott. Glenwood did. And Blues coach Matt Johnson. These teams have never played before. Okay, so I want to write that down, kind of keep an eye on Glenwood School. And these teams have never played before. They hadn't. So I think this will be interesting. I just wanted to write that down and see what you guys thought about it too. But what was interesting, when you go back here and look at Glenwood, this Lee Scott team, these guys come from the AWSA, from private school, them and Lee Scott. And they're both undefeated right now. And they're both just, Cadillac and clicking right along. So interested in that one. Here's another game I'm interested in. Just wrote this one down. It says TR Miller favored by 20. They're going to be hosting Hillcrest Evergreen, which is 4-0. Maybe the computer knows something I don't. And Hillcrest Evergreen fans, please type in and tell me what y'all think. What you got going on. That's a lot of points. I mean, for an undefeated team, how do you get an undefeated team to be favored to lose by 20? At least computer, computers are computers. Games played on the field, but some people like to pick them, and that's cool. Lee Scott at Randolph County. It's a game I'd highlight on there. I think this is going to be a really good game. Talking about a mark of test. Randolph County, state champs back in 2003. Lee Scott they won it in their private sector last year. Head coach Daniel, this is their first meeting in Randolph County head coach prestige. Randolph County, I mean, if you follow high school football in the state and just in general, they're a great program. I know they just won in 2003 and it's been a while, but like right through there, man, Hanley and those are good football programs. I mean, they're just not going to never stink. Like you're never going to hear a story about, Randolph County just like being 0-6. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a big test for Lee Scott. And that's why I wanted to write that game down. Coach Daniel, this is a great opportunity coming out of private class, and they are Cadillacing. They're moving right along. So, hey, hats off to the coach and his staff for working the guys hard and getting them ready every week. But I want to keep an eye on this game Friday night when I'm up at Valley Head. I want to really see. I'm sure Coach Daniel does too. Say, hey, I mean, if you can go in there and play with Randolph County, that means something. It does. This, out of mere respect for them and what they do. And here's another one highlighted here. Undefeated Goshen's going to be at Highland Home. Goshen is just making moves. They are making waves, and nobody's really talking about them a lot. I'm going to have to ask Andrew about that. Y'all click on and watch Powerhouse Sports. They'll be on at 7. I need to ask him more about them because that's kind of down that way more. I'm keeping an eye on you, Goshen. If you got some fans from Goshen watching, I'm with you. Agouda Academy, they're 3-0 right now. Maple's 3-0. Maple says they're favored by 9 this game. They can be interested. Victory Christian, man, last year they had a heck of a game. They were just moving right along and just seemed like they had won a game last year, went in the playoffs or something, and like won a game like a lot of people didn't pick them to win the game. But they're going to be playing. They're going to bring host Wadley. And if anybody knows, Wilkes is coming to town, and they're favored by a lot to beat Victory Christian. I mean, Wilkes has only got like thousands of yards. Seen him play in person, and he's something to deal with, man. In some ways, kind of reminds you of Duckworth at Jackson. Really tall, slender, athletic, moves around the field like he just kind of glides like a long-legged deer. Just kind of way he moves around the field. So that'll be that's an opportunity for Victory Christian to host Wadley. And also those last two, and we'll get off here. Yep, 37 minutes. Looking good. Undefeated, favored by 8, it says. Mars Hill at Lauderdale County. They're 3-1 right now. Coach Higgins, if you ain't seen the interview, go back on Average Joe's over there. Probably it may have been 2 years ago, a year or two ago. I know Bode went up there during the snow. I think I talked to him way up one day. This tough guy, man's man, expects a lot out of the guys. I've seen him play him live in person twice. They play hard. They really get after it. So for them to be favored just by 8 against Lauderdale County, expect it to be a good game. So I wrote it down. And last, you have to mention probably one of the hottest talking teams right now, Locust Fork. And I've shared some pictures over there, and we try to talk about them every week. And they're favored, says by 4 against JB Pennington. Now, I have some guys that I know from JB Pennington, and I appreciate them. You know who you are, for sharing news with me and schedules and even pictures sometimes of the games. And please do that, because the game, I tell me somebody here if I think it's at JB Pennington, I think. But looking forward to that game too. And good luck to everybody and all the games. I just want everybody to be safe. We don't know kids. I just can't. I hate it when kids get hurt, especially early in the year, man. And late in the year, it's even worse because, you're almost there and you get hurt. But and there's a lot of other good games. Matt, what about Oxford? You forgot about. I know, but these are just some that I'm interested in, and of course I'm gonna talk about my guys around here. I like, mostly for the county, I'd say. Honestly, I think they would probably be favored. I think most people would agree to that. They would probably be favored. The county, everybody traveling out and hosting some games here in town. So anyway, that's enough of this. Y'all go over and check out Kevin's Corner. He'll be over there on his page. Kevin Moore and Powerhouse Sports, 7 o'clock. Andrew and Bunch will be covering stuff. They got a coach coming on there tonight. I'm sure you'll see me run by there and check them out too. So y'all have a great evening, and be safe. Tomorrow night. It's supposed to be nice weather. It's supposed to be pretty nice. It's going to be a little warm tomorrow, but maybe about seasonal, probably what you think, but no rain at all. Kevin says, big game here at Marshall County. Yes, very good point. It is, and I think your Average Joe's man Starkey will be there giving free autographs. Just go up to him and tell him Big Matt sent you over there, and he'll autograph your forehead for you. Yes, that is going to be a good game. I think from rumor mill, Boaz is getting some of their guys back. Boaz, my bad. Ahab is getting, maybe had a lineman got hurt last week or week before. I think they'll be wide open. Yes, yeah, do Kevin. Yeah, go by there, and you can't miss him. He's be the big bald guy with the beard and Average Joe shirt. He'll be on the sideline somewhere. Tell him I sent you. Yeah, I think that's going to be I'm glad you brought that up, because that is these are games, man, that, the region play is wide open. And Arab, they're not a bad team. I know Cherokee County went up there and won the game. And it looks good for Cherokee County. Hey, if Arab goes on and wins all their games, it looks great, for Cherokee County if something was to happen where, they get tied up with somebody in the region. It is and there are a lot of other good games in the state. I know I didn't mention Sweetwater or Thomasville or some of those teams, and some of those are fun teams, that I like to talk about. Oh yeah, let me do this before I get off here. Yes. Now, these are games I like to watch, and I'm just sharing it with you because I love you guys, and I do appreciate you for hanging around and hanging out with me tonight. If you hadn't already subscribed, do so. Hit the thumbs up on the Facebook video. Let me see which ones we like here. Maitre D, Friday night, and you can go on your YouTube TV and find these games and record them. They're going to be playing St. Francis Academy out of Baltimore. Be a good game. Shamadad Madonna, which is out of Hollywood, Florida. Thursday night we'll be hosting Norland, which is a big undefeated team out of Miami. So you got 2 Florida powerhouses facing off against each other This team is undefeated, and they're not even ranked. Norland, they're out of Miami, and they're going to be playing the team out of Hollywood, Florida, Shamadad Madonna. And the name, I have no idea where they got it from, but it is cool to say, Shamadad Madonna. Kind of sounds like Trump saying it. We're here at Shamadad Madonna. It's great. They're going to have a great program. They're going to be good. It's going to be great. It's huge, huge game. Let's see, who's some other teams? Miami Central, Liberty, Cornell Central, Cocoa. Okay, this is another big team out of Florida. They will play Friday night. Cocoa will be at Venice, which is another big Florida team. Undefeated. God, there's a lot of undefeated teams. And Carrollton, boy, hang on now. Juju Lewis, ranked 7 in the nation here. Carrollton, Georgia, will be at A.H. Parker Friday night. Dang it, Bo, you got to get us a dang helicopter, man. What is going on? Starkey, if you're on here, man, but can we get a fund started? Turn it. I know Reggie and Josh, we always try to get us a fund started for a helicopter. Do you know how many players, D1 players, will be on that field? That ought to be the number one game. It'll be on Friday night, and it's going to be at A.H. Parker. So Carrollton is coming to Parker to play these guys Friday night. It's down there in Birmingham. It's not that far. And Parker is, are they 7A or 6A? Let's see. And there's a couple more games. I'll put this list up on the page and let you guys pick through some. There's a, let's see. I've heard of Orange Lutheran, ranked number 17 there in Orange, California. They're going to be at Sierra Canyon. They're a good team. Sierra Canyon, they're at Chatsworth over here. They're 2-2 right now. So there's a lot of good games, and I'll post that over there right now. I'm going to just do it because I'll forget. I'm going to go to groups. I'm going to go to locker room notes, and here it is. Here you go. And y'all have a great weekend, and thank you for coming by and hanging out with me. Locker Room Sports Extra, and we'll see you back live Sunday night at 6 o'clock. Thank y'all. Have a great day. God bless you.